But that is oh my god, I caught it like so weird. Hey guys, it's Story. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be going over all the books that I plan to read this fall. So this isn't like a fall recommendations video. I might be doing one of those this year, if not this year, next year. But this is actually going to be my fall TBR, as you can call it. I don't like calling them TBRs, I'd rather just say the books to be read this fall. I guess that is TBR. Anyways, this shouldn't be too long of a video because I'm trying this new thing out where I don't give myself a super strict TBR because, let's be honest, I never, ever read all of the books that I say I'm gonna read for that season, ever. I almost always read 2 or 3 books. Yeah, this past summer I read like 2 or 3 books I said I was gonna read. But then after I read those 2 or 3 books, I want to read what I want to read. And if it's not on that TBR, then oh well, kind of thing. So yeah, I'm going to tell you about the books that I really want to read this fall, kind of like the gist of what my reading mood is right now and what type of reading mood I want to be in. Yeah, it's kind of weird because, you know, I'm wearing like this fallish top, which I just got. I think it's really cute, don't you guys? I'll have down below where it's from, but it's really funny because it's the middle of September, but it's 90 degrees outside right now. I live in Florida, so I don't know when the actual like fall weather is going to come about. Hopefully sometime soon. Is it really fall? I don't think so. But we're going to pretend like it is the fall time outside, and I'm going to show you guys my fall reads. I like doing quotation marks all the time for some reason now. So first I'm going to show you guys what I'm reading right now because this is on my fall TBR. But I decided to pick it up sooner than I thought I would, and that is Neverworld Wake by Marisha Pessl. I just got this in the mail. If you've seen my most recent book haul, that is literally all the most recent books I picked up, and this is the only one that is not in that book haul because I literally got it like 2 days after I filmed that book haul. So this is the only book in all of the books I have that has not been featured on my channel, which is really weird to think about. So I feel kind of bad picking it up, honestly. I need to give love to the books I haven't read in forever that have been sitting on my shelf for like a year. You know what? As soon as I get like one new book in the mail, I just have to pick it up. I think this is going to be a really good fall read because it has a lot of suspense, a lot of mystery. I don't know if it's a thriller, but I have a feeling it's kind of like that type of book. And yeah, it's actually really funny. I did not plan on picking up this book at all. Like, there was so much hype around it, but I just like had no interest in it. And then finally I read the synopsis on Goodreads and I was like, that might be something I want to read. So I added it real quick, and when the Barnes & Noble sale came about, I picked up the book that's going to be featured in my giveaway here soon on my channel, which I'll talk about in a minute. And I picked up this book because it was the only book on there I had like some interest in within all the books that were on sale, so I went ahead and picked this up since I was already getting that other book. But that book is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. It's actually in the other room, and I don't want to ruin it since it's going to be someone else's book, so I will show you guys the book in the giveaway video. But anyways, moving on, this book is about our main character Beatrice goes to visit her group of like high school friends, I believe, and you know from the beginning that her boyfriend died. I don't know if it was like a year ago or when it was, but her boyfriend died and he was kind of in this friend group, so it's very awkward for her right now because she's kind of like, you know, the grieving girlfriend, I guess. But what happens when she goes to visit this group of friends, they go out to like a party or whatever, they come back, this really old mysterious man knocks on their door and tells them that they are all dead, that they are in this Neverworld Wake and only one of them can survive. So the group has to decide on who can survive. I've only read like 3 chapters, I think. It was a really slow day at work one day, so I went ahead and started this and read 3 chapters. I have not picked it up since. I've actually been on this huge poetry kick here lately. I have read 4 books in the last week, 4 poetry books, which that's a lot for me. But yeah, I am like, I'm not in this genre mood right now. I have read nothing but contemporary all summer except for 1 fantasy. So like, to be honest, the first few chapters were really confusing for me, but I think it's all just like me. It's not the book. I think I just like am not in the mood for this right now, but I'm going to continue with it, and hopefully I'll kind of get into the groove and it'll get better and I'll be in like this actual like fall reading mood. So if you guys have been following me since I did my last year's fall TBR video, then you will know that I am a huge Twilight fan. And you will not be surprised that the next set of books that are going to be on my fall TBR are the Twilight Saga. I am planning on rereading the Twilight Saga this fall. I feel like I've been waiting my whole life for this. It hasn't been my whole life, but it has been 10 years. What? I'm serious. I read the Twilight Saga when I was 13 and I am 23 right now. So I am planning a like secret video, I guess. Not really secret now since I'm talking about it. But I am rereading the Twilight Saga mainly for my own enjoyment, but I am making a video out of it. I'm going to be vlogging my whole experience. The like theme of the video is going to be I reread the Twilight Saga 10 years later. I'm so excited to do this. I'm picking up Twilight after Neverworld Wake, most likely. There might be one other book I'm going to pick up after Neverworld Wake, which I'll get into in a second. But I'm so excited to do this, guys. I don't know if I'll be able to read all 4 books this fall. I know I will definitely get through probably Twilight and New Moon. I know I will get through Twilight. This is actually a really good thing because when people ask me what my favorite book is, I never know what book to say. I always say the Twilight Saga, but I don't know which specific book within this saga is my favorite. So maybe now I will like finally know which book. They're just all like, it feels like it's all one book to me. I actually don't have the set. When I originally read the Twilight Saga, they were all from the library. So I am going to buy this set. I can't decide if I want to get the original black Twilight Saga set of books or if I want to get the white collector's edition. I kind of want both of them. I think I'm probably going to get both of them, to be honest. I've never read Life and Death, so I'm planning on reading that too. And I've never read, I think it's called like The Short Second Life of Bree Tanner. It's like in between Eclipse and Breaking Dawn, I believe. So yeah. I'm so excited, guys. I'm so excited. Like I said, if y'all have been following me for a bit now, you know like how excited I am to do this. So the next book I'm just going to mention really briefly, but that is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. So I have been planning to read this like all summer. I wanted to read it before the movie came out on Netflix and I just never did. But I do really want to pick it up. I was going to read it before Neverworld Wake, but I don't know. I just didn't pick it up. I picked up the other book. But yeah, I really want to read this and I want to read this quickly so I can finally watch the movie. I have been dying to watch the movie since there's been so much hype about it. Like people who have not read this book love that movie so much, and when I tell people it's a book, they're like, really? Like, how do you not know it's a book? Like, come on. It's like a popular series, but I guess if you're not a reader, like, you don't know. Anyways, going on a tangent, I'm sure you guys know what this is about, but this is about Laura Jean writes letters to every boy she's ever had a crush on, and they get sent out without her knowing, so she's dealing with all the drama of that. There's also a love triangle in here, I know, which I love love triangles. Obviously, I love Twilight, which I don't consider that a love triangle, but anyways, moving on. I'm really excited to pick this up just so I can watch the movie, so we'll see. I might watch this in between the Twilight books, or I might read it before Twilight. I don't know yet, but it'll get read probably. I just realized I didn't discuss what Twilight is about, but I feel like y'all probably know what Twilight is about, so I don't need to discuss it, do I? I don't know. I also have a couple video ideas I've had forever about the Twilight Saga. Like, I don't even want to say them because they're like, there's no other videos like them on YouTube, and I know a lot about the Twilight Saga that I feel like I feel like the average person doesn't know, so I'm excited to do those videos too. I need to stop talking about Twilight. I did this every time. Moving on. So while we're like kinda in the discussion of Twilight, I also decided that I wanted to read this series this fall, but I'm a little bit ashamed because I've talked about this series a lot on my channel and I still have not read it. It actually was in last year's fall TBR and winter TBR, so I'm very ashamed, but that is oh my god, I caught it like so weirdly. That is the Hush Hush series by Becca Fitzpatrick. This is about a girl who falls in love with a fallen angel. I'm not even going to say anything else because I've talked about this series so much on my channel. I'm getting to it though. So many people are trash for this series and I just want to be trash for it too. Crescendo, the second book, was featured in my book haul recently too, so that, you know, motivates me to read the series since I had the second book. Now I still need to pick up the third and fourth if I'm going to be reading this fall. I really need to get to this series. I'm gonna wait till I read Twilight just in case I'm in like a Twilight slump, because I don't think y'all know, last time I read Twilight, I was in a slump for years. I read so many books and none of them compared to Twilight that I was like depressed. I was like book depressed. I'm also super interested in reading this Mortal Coil by Emily Suvada. This was also in my most recent book haul. Everything about this book just like really interests me, and I need a little bit of fantasy in my life. Like I feel like I haven't been reading fantasy this past summer and I just need a little bit of fantasy. Is this even fantasy? I think it's a dystopian. I don't know. This is about a world where we can actually change our DNA, and our main character is a like gene hacking genius, I think it says. So maybe, yeah, I feel like it is a dystopian. It's not a fantasy. Just like it really interests me, and Emma Books really loved this book. Someone else really loved this book. I can't remember, but yeah, it like really interests me. So I feel like I'm most likely going to pick this up this fall. But if I don't, I don't. If I do, I do. Try not to be strict. The only other books I really have to talk about are like mystery/thriller books. I do like reading them in the fall, but usually I only read like one or two because it's just like not my genre. So I'm going to show you guys some of those type of books I have real quick. I don't know if I will pick any of these up, if I do at all, but if I am interested in that genre for whatever reason, these will be one of the books I will read. Hope that makes sense. And those are The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins and Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. These were both on my fall TBR last year too. I'm not even going to say what they're about because I don't know if I'm even going to read them, but they are like suspense thrillers with mystery and stuff like that. And the other two books I have are The Woman in Cabin 10 by Ruth Ware and The Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. Again, I don't really want to say what these books are about just in case I don't read them, but I will talk about this one for a little bit because it is like brand new. But this is the same author that wrote The Final Girls. It was a big hit, so I went ahead and picked this up even though it's not my genre. But yeah, this is about a group of girls that went missing at a camp years ago, and we are now in the present trying to figure out what actually happened to them. That's all I really know about it, and honestly, that synopsis isn't really that intriguing to me, but apparently this author is really, really good and everyone goes crazy for her books, so I'm excited to give her a try. If I even do, let's be honest. That is my very loose fall TBR. My summer wrap-up is going to be coming very soon. I'm actually filming that today too. I just really want to get this video up first because I feel like in some areas it is already fall. It definitely doesn't feel like fall here, but honestly, I'm just like used to the Florida like weather and like used to Florida in general that I don't really know what's happening in the rest of the world, and it makes me feel really weird. But yeah, I just want to get this video up in case it is, you know, feeling like the fall time for you and you guys are really looking for some fall recommendations. Even though I haven't read these books other than Twilight Saga, I always recommend the Twilight Saga. So if you're looking for an actual fall recommendation, read the Twilight Saga. I don't know why I do finger guns all the time. But yeah, anyways, be on the lookout for my summer wrap-up video because I read some really good books this summer, and of course be on the lookout for that giveaway video that's coming soon. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps me out. If you aren't subscribed already, what are you doing? Hit that big red button. Jason, thank you. Again, it really helps me out too, and I will see you guys in my summer wrap-up. Deuces.